Thanks for joining us here to talk a little bit about the 2016 Carolina football schedule. Of course, the Tar Heels coming off their 11-3 and Coastal Division Championship season. My name's Jones Angell, along with Tar Heel. We're going to call them Tar Heel football historians. Is that all right, Lee? More than 30 years covering Carolina football. He's Lee Pace.
Just means I'm old.
That's it. Rides for GoHeels.com. Also, of course, you hear him on our sideline on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Lee, let's get to it. The thing that jumps out to me the most about this schedule is the very beginning and the very end. Carolina's got the marquee matchup with Georgia in Atlanta to start the season, and then closing with NC State. And while that's not a huge deal, the fact that the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack are playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving is pretty unique.
Yeah, really interesting bookends to the year, Jones, with a marquee non-conference game that Bubba Cunningham, Larry Fedora would like to have every year if they can get one. Georgia in a neutral site, I think it will be pretty much an away game.
Yep.
And of course, NC State, which is now for the third year, been locked into that last season, that end of the season game. So that'll be fun. And leading into that, Duke on a Thursday night in Durham in early November. So another little twist to the season that'll be fun.
Lee, Carolina's open week is relatively late in the year. It's October 29th, and boy, the first, we'll call it 2/3 of the season leading up to that open week, it's tough, and there are some really difficult road trips in that first couple of games as well.
Well, I like that open date where it is because Carolina will play 8 straight games. They're all on Saturdays. You don't get that jumbled nature that sometimes you get with a Thursday night game or an open Saturday, so they'll be able to get into a really nice flow. But those first 5 weeks, as you mentioned, Tar Heels will be in Atlanta against Georgia, at Illinois, and at Florida State, the cross-division rival this year game. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. So through 5 weeks, we'll have a good feel for where this team is.
Also at Miami and at Virginia before the bye week. So there are plenty of tough road matchups for the Tar Heels leading into that bye week. Lee, second straight year that Carolina's had 2 FCS opponents. That became a big deal late in the season as the Tar Heels tried to work their way into the college football playoff this past season. And I know a lot of Tar Heel fans are saying, why in the world is this happening again? But there is a reason why the Heels have 2 FCS opponents on there.
Well, several dominoes fell, Jones. Number one, the neutral game with Georgia, which is not a home game, having to return the game with Illinois, and the cross-divisional game in the ACC at Florida State. So those are 3 games outside of your usual 4 and 4 that are on the road. So the Tar Heels have to have at least 6 home games. So in order to do that, they were kind of a little bit of a seller's market from the other team's standpoint, and Carolina had to go to a couple of schools that they could get a home game without having to return it. And you look at these 2 football championship subdivision teams that they're playing, James Madison and the Citadel, both of them beat football bowl subdivision teams last year, JMU going to SMU and winning, and of course the Citadel winning at South Carolina. So those games are not gimmies like you would take it. And it's not the ideal situation. It's not what Bubba Cunningham and Larry Fedora want, but in this case, they're going to have to do it. And after this, I don't think you'll see more than 1 FCS team on the schedule in any one year.
An interesting spot for that Citadel game as well. It's in the next to last week of the regular season, so the Tar Heels sliding an FCS opponent there in the middle of conference play and right at the end of the regular year. Should be a fantastic season. Looking forward to another year of Carolina football, and thanks for joining us here on GoHeels.com.
Carolina football season tickets are on sale now. Visit RaiseUpCarolina.com to order yours today.